Well, go on and praise him in here. Go on and praise him. When you look back over your life and think about everything you've experienced, it was nothing but the favor of the Lord. I said it was nothing but the favor of the Lord. If you know that it was the favor of the Lord, go on and praise him in here.
Hey y'all, good God, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is. You probably watching the replay. Blessings. I'm glad you guys joined us. I'm your host, Corey Wright, and co-host, new co-host, Miss Katina Dixon.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet everyone, the new viewers. Lovely day today.
All right. Now y'all know my spill. As always, we know what the problems are. We know we need to solve them. What we offer on this platform is solutions, dedicated acts of action that bring about true change. And I talked about change and no excuses for excuses are man source of incompetence that build bridges nowhere, monuments and nothing. Broadcast live from the WVTC radio and television network here in Chicago and also our sister station in Detroit, Michigan. Now, a lot of people ask me, why do I say that spiel? You know, I got that from my sophomore year chemistry teacher.
Okay.
And every time I used to do my homework, he used to make me repeat that. And it stuck with me. And so
That's good.
that is how I got that. So you can see I didn't do my homework. I had to say that often.
But that's good. You took something from your chemistry teacher and learned and to incorporate into your daily life. That's good.
Oh, yeah. So Miss Katina Dixon, tell me.
Yes.
Tell me how your week was. Tell me what's new. Tell me what's going on before we get started. You know,
Well, it's an exciting week. We down to the nitty gritty at work. The last 3 weeks of getting this AOS check ride together. So it's kind of been stressful because you're learning things and then you learning the trainers are learning. So it's kind of stressful. You want to get it, you want to understand it, and you want it so bad that you like, come on, bring it to me. Other than that, I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving. I'm all over the place because I'm working Thanksgiving. So I got to start my cooking Monday up to Thanksgiving.
You go up Monday up to Thanksgiving. What you having?
I think I might do some turkey wings and dressings. I might ask my daughter to do the mac and cheese and the candy yams, but it's gonna be small. Greens, the usual dressing, mac and cheese, candy yams, turkey wings, and I might do a ham. I'm still contemplating on the ham. Trying to cut back so the ham is like on the borderline.
Why you won't eat that much pork?
Yeah, because I know my mother's gonna cook some chitlins.
Oh, you know,
I love some chitlins, so I'm gonna go over there, mosey on over there.
Chitlins, man. Them hog maws and the fat back and all that.
So you know where I'm coming from. It's either ham or that. You don't want to eat too much, overdo it. So I'm just gonna do a little something small. My daughter working, I'm working on Thanksgiving, so I got my other kids that's gonna be there. So I'm gonna do small pans and stuff.
So how you like our new little setup?
I like it. I see I got the comfortable chairs now. I'm righty now.
Cause see, this is a topic today that we gotta sit comfortable.
I see the footstool. Look, y'all don't see that footstool, but he got a footstool.
We gotta sit because we look at her because I guess now and listen, y'all, men out there that's watching, she's single. So blow her inbox up. You know,
look, he's trying to. I don't need to advertise.
And y'all can see her from all the way up. You know what I mean? And listen, don't try to adjust your screen. I'm not really big. You know what? You gonna stop.
The TV screen add 10 more pounds.
Yeah. More than 10.
Added 10 to me.
27 pounds. That was it. Let me stop. But today.
You say 27.
See, you start. See, that's going to be me
27
and you.
pounds.
Me and you.
Look at his face. It's fat on here, too.
No, it's all right. Well, today we are talking about interracial marriage and interracial dating. We're talking about is it easier to submit to another race? We're also talking about, you know, the hidden battle or the battle between, you know, African American men and women, how a lot of men, African American men, feel disrespected, or how a lot of women may not feel respected. How we are a race who just openly discredits and disrespects our mates or potential mates.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about different experiences. When we talk about interracial marriages, let's first deal with this. Is it easier to submit to another race than our own race?
That's a broad topic because I don't know what statistics says, but I'm gonna go off of what I think and who I in my family who does interracial, does are currently married into interracial and who are actually dating interracial. I don't say they put the black man down or our race or a submissive thing. I think from what I was told when I interviewed my cousin them, because like I said, they not dating in our race. They dating outside of our race. It is wanting to get to know that other side. You know, it's so much as I know what my side is like. Let me go over to the next side and see how they do things differently. You know, I don't think it got so much to do with black and white. I think it's the person you are that want to go explore other races. So I think it's so much as I know what mine is about. I dated the black man. I know what he's about. So let me go see what the next race is about. Sometimes it could be about that, but I mean, from what I experienced and who I talk to in my family that are dating interracial, they may have had one bad experience, or they've been around other races and got curious. You know, some people do it on curiosity. Curiosity kills the cat. You know, I don't think it's about verbally abuse or they had it all. They just so fed up with the black man. You know.
Well, I think I think this is by design and plan.
Right.
I think that, now you have a right, and let me just say this for all my viewers and listeners, people listening. You have a right to love who you want. God
Correct.
never discriminated against anything or anybody, any color, anything. But the impact of slavery and racial discrimination on our relationships as Afro-American people is undeniable.
Correct. I do agree.
Even with the campaign of demasculizing men, especially our black men today. And when you look at that, when you look at the Willie Lynch letter, we know he was a vicious West Indies slave owner who was called upon to put the American slaves in check, when they was revolting and everything. And one of the things that he wanted to do is he took the biggest, the baddest, meanest black man, and he feathered and tarred him, beat him, and then split him in half with horses, and then beat the other male men, to a point of their life taking the mind. Now, he purposely gave the female slave more freedom just to violate her and for her to disrespect or dislike that man because of he could protect her.
Okay.
Now, when we look at that, that's why you see so many people, they respect other races more than they respect. I know a lady right now who's a feminist, hate black men.
I remember you telling me, yeah.
She her whole podcast is about destroying black men.
Mm-hmm. And that's based off of her experience.
Right.
Okay.
But what other race do you see? And I was doing that. We get into some of those things that, the complex dynamics of it. Like some black men, express frustration, feeling unappreciated, unloved, disrespected. Black female partners of the community in general in relationship dynamics respect to register as a love for men. So perceived lack of respect can lead to significant emotional disconnect. One of the main things to that point is there is a lack of respect for the black man and woman.
And I do agree. That is true.
Because look,
is true.
even today at work, certain places, everybody, you got to look at it like, I'm fighting you for not, because unfortunately, my mom is one of those women. It's hard to give respect because she had to raise kids on her own.
And that's what I was just finna say. Due to the circumstances and situations, it is set up like that. Because, like you just said, some women have ran their own household for so long, it's hard to allow any man, not just a black or a white man or a Mexican, any man into your home to teach you something because of what? They've been holding it down for so long on their own.
And not just that. The problem is we have not learned to talk to each other.
Yeah, communicate.
Because I have a friend of mine that's married to a Albanian lady, and a lot of ladies said she's just so submissive to him.
Okay.
Well, who wants to fight in the house when somebody won't let you get a word in? Who want to fight racism?
Right.
Fight the job.
Right.
Fight traffic.
Mhm.
Fight everything just to come home and fight with somebody.
It's not right. It's not right. I do agree. You should never have to come home with whatever the race is and fight with your significant other.
And watch this.
Uh-huh.
Watch this. Unfortunately, because you think about our songs, rap songs.
Right.
You got men are okay with making rap songs where they calling a woman a bee.
True.
You see our own race ladies call each other bees.
True.
Or you have women that get on and this, I ain't gonna say the N-word, ain't S, or they ain't this, or they ain't that. Where is the level of respect?
It's none.
And for me, and we're gonna talk about, for me, my ex-wife was Mexican.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. Learn something new about Corey.
And the reason why is because I felt like, which inspired the book that I'm coming out with, probably in the beginning of the year.
Oh,
It
congratulations.
should have came out last year.
Congrats.
It should have came out last year, but I had to change a couple of chapters because it was something. But it's called When Good Men Get Good Women After Bad Men Had Them.
Oh, that's gonna be a good
And
book.
it's a cry for the good men because the good men are getting ate up.
Yeah.
Especially the good black men and ate up.
True.
Because a woman got hurt.
Yeah.
Somebody got to pay for that.
They will take it out. Yeah.
And the man that hurt you gone. So I got to make this man jump through hoops and sift him because I want to make sure he ain't like my other.
And that happens because of why? They haven't took time to work on themselves as a person. Women that repeat that bad behavior of taking that to the next relationship, they haven't worked on themselves. It's the vice versa too. If you haven't gotten over the hurt, the disrespect, and the chaos that happened in your past, you're going to carry that to the future. So whoever you with, if you hadn't taken time for yourself to get over those things and become a better you, you're going to take that to the next relationship. And then you're going to get that cycle of repeatness. That is why so many of our men get the bitter, I will say the bitter end. I'm trying to think of it's not even the bitter end. It's the last end of the stick because you at your last wick with the women who do you like that. So that could be a reason why.
Stop the press.
You go.
Did she say the bitter end?
The bitter end, the last end of the stick.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Because when you take something that you carry so deep in your heart to the next relationship, it becomes you. You start treating everybody like that, not just one person. You start popping out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Am I lying? You carry that over. So now you have to find a way to break that cycle.
Where did the beginning of this disrespect start to you?
To me, I think it started when you allow somebody to get under your skin in order for you to use those type of words to disrespect somebody. You can walk away. You have two choices. Somebody disrespect you, you can correct them. Hey, don't talk to me like that. Hey, don't call me that. You nip it in the bud, as I call it. If they do it again a second time, you got a choice to walk away. If you allow somebody to keep disrespecting you from the very first beginning, because everybody has tempers, everybody has attitudes, but you have to be wiser how you deal with people and the words you use. Words cut. Words hurt people.
I think from the racial point and from the slavery, it was the point of that we're taught to act a certain way with certain races that we don't like. I even working and where I'm at, You know, we see the difference on how our women talk to other men than they talk to us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was to basically why I got tired of getting eaten up of going through stuff with women. You know, black women that I dated, and because this person again, and then I realized, and I had to repent for that. It ain't had to do with black, white,
That's
women.
what I just said.
It
Because
has-
you dated and married different
Right.
ethnic backgrounds, so you had a chance.
Right. Well,
to-
it ain't, you know, dated many. No, it was.
Well, say you had a chance to see what the black woman was like, and then
But
you had a
it's
chance to
still
see
the
what
same
Mexican
thing.
race.
It's not
the
the
race,
black
it's
or
the
red.
person.
It's the person.
Right.
But you know where this really started, where you had the super strong woman. This started in the early 70s.
Okay.
You know, when Martin Luther King was assassinated, they realized with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, a lot of those leaders, they were funded by grassroots families.
Okay.
So the thing was to destroy the community, destroy the family.
Okay.
So what happened? You know, you only have maybe 3 or 4 schools now that still have trades in the school.
Okay.
Before, you could be a plumber, you could be a nurse, you could be an auto mechanic, a welder.
Mhm.
These was in the schools. You had all those
Yeah.
factories.
Yeah.
And when King got assassinated, most of the factories was burned down.
Right.
They were closed.
They were closed.
Now we're going to take all the trades out of the high schools.
Okay.
Because our parents and our grandparents lived better lives than people now with college degrees
Yeah. Especially off the land.
off the land because they had a skill that pays the bill.
Yes.
So what happened? When they did that, that was the castration of the black family.
Okay.
So now what happens? He cannot take care of his family because there is no opportunities there to take care of his family. So what happens? They offer the women welfare. Get this.
Right.
I'm going to offer you welfare, but that man can't live in the house.
That's true. Back then they did do
You
that.
got to know they will come. You can't have no man.
No man.
And why did they do it? Not to help the family, but to make you separate that family. You know, and
Mhm.
then what happened? Soon after that, early 80s, here come the crack cocaine and everything.
Yes.
Now you gotta you thinking about supporting your families. Now I gotta go sell something illegal and do something wrong. Now I'm gonna get locked up. My life. Now she has to be the strong woman and has to take because she has to take care of the kids. So now she has become so strong that now I don't want to hear anything you got to say.
And that's the mindset of today's society.
Come on, talk about
now
it.
talk about inputting that with today's society and women. Women who have lived that life and still living on their own without a man in the household because they got this mindset, child support. I don't need you as long as I'm going to the court system and getting the child support. So you can incorporate all that with today's society and how women think too about I don't need a man. I need a man. I don't know who gonna say I don't need a man. I'm not the man or the woman, but in the eyes of those people that think they strong,
I need a man.
strong, and say I don't need, you got to be careful what you ask for because today's society says you can come. I come from a 2-parent household. Like I said, I was raised by both of my parents. I would prefer the 2-family household because some people need that to be installed in their kids. Some kids despise and run off and be like, oh, I'm doing this because of my parents. I'm doing this because I don't have a father figure.
Right.
So when they broke that cycle of taking that man out of the homes, look at today's world. Just with the kids beating up the lady. Look at today's world of what's going on now when you don't have a 2-parent household. It ain't all about 2-parent households because you can grow up in a 1-parent household and make it. So, but it's about taking that man outside the household and making it logic to say, I don't need a man. And that's why the men world now is more disrespected than ever because what they quick to say to a man, I don't need you. I don't need you. And that's programmed with women. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it's programmed and it's the truth. It's programmed to say when you get in an argument with a man, especially if it's your home.
And you didn't accomplish so much that you too strong to listen.
And you should never be that way because if you love that person, whatever yours is without the man. You don't need a piece of paper to identify you as far as if you in a relationship, especially a serious one. If you with that man because you love that man and y'all want to work together, work together. You don't need nobody to dictate your household far as if he's in it or not. It's your household.
Well, I do think, and I think that in that program and logic of thinking, so many people believe that it's easier. You know, I believe, like you said, some people are curious.
Yeah.
Because you're curious. Because I think.
But that's just a percentage.
You know, because I would want, if it's up to me, I would want to date and marry a black woman.
Okay.
But sometimes I feel I will.
Okay.
No. I'm just gonna be honest. And the reason why is because sometimes, especially when you're a good brother, you don't get ate up because the black woman don't want you.
What's the reason?
You get ate up because of the bad men that had her first.
Okay.
That's the reason why the book. I'm not blaming black women for being like, you strong as you had, because you know why? Because I sympathize with that because I watched my mom. I watched my mom on a bad leg take care of her kids.
Okay.
On a leg now she's old now and it's hard for her to get around.
Okay.
But I didn't know she was dealing with that in her 30s and 40s.
Oh wow.
We lived in the projects, and my mom made sure we had and made sure she did. My mom worked her tail off. Even when we got grown, my mom was still making sure we was good.
See?
So
that's a strong woman.
So I understand she had to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you look at a point, now my mom will listen to me now because I take care of making it good. But earlier, like, no, my mom, then you gonna say about, boy, I'm your mama. I gave birth to you. Okay.
So what it can happen in any. I just says me the way I think. It's not only the black women. We just expose ours more than any other race. I
believe
it's hidden in other.
I believe that.
We snap off in front of anybody. Our race does. We could be in the eye clinic. The table getting flipped. It's just we wasn't taught to hide it as much as the other race. We will snap on a dime in front of who and what. That's what the problem is with the black men. I do believe when it comes to black women, they don't care when, where, what time. You can get it. The other race, we're gonna wait till we get home. Some of us don't, and that's the embarrassing part of the black women. I do believe why black men have such a bad time with black women in the attitude world. It's not about we got an attitude, because every race got an attitude. It's about when, where, and when you're going to do it. That's it. Embarrassing is embarrassing for anybody to do that to you.
Now, here is something that we like we all have platforms.
Yeah.
We have a show. But attributing the blame, I got this in my notes.
Okay.
You see it in my notes.
That's what I was looking at.
It says read that for me. Attributing the blame. This is my notes. I want y'all to, because I share my notes with my co-hosts. We can talk about it. Where right here. It's right below the top.
Okay, I'm down too far.
Yeah, it's right there. Contribute. You see it?
I'm way down. Hold on.
You won't.
You see, I'm going down.
You way down.
Yeah, because I told you I was reading it out. Okay, attributing blame. There are ongoing, often public debates where both men and women attribute relationship problems to the other group actions or attitudes. Some men may point to women having standards too high, being controlling, or not being approachable or soft enough. Conversely, some women and experts point to a lack of accountability from some men and continued misogyny. Now I'm gonna let you take that because I got a lot to say about that.
Go ahead. I'm gonna. You read it. I'm gonna.
I do agree when it comes to blame, but saying men do think women have higher standards, because a man, you may meet a man today or tomorrow, and you make more than that man, or you have more than that man. That man becomes jealous of you in that relationship sometimes too. It's not all men. But I have a lot of friends who experience that too, as far as the jealousy when you have more. Standards are too high. For him, when somebody tell you your standards are too high, that means you don't need them in your life. When you have high standards, they should be like, that's a good thing. I'm gonna join you on those standards.
Now that's a different view, especially from a woman. And then you look at a man, because if you take his spot, or you're in a position where you're not, because there is a structure God intended for family.
Mm-hmm.
And right now it is okay, you have to deal with my standard. One of the main things about when I brought up about slavery was the racist people was purposely killing the black man on purpose, holding him back so the female will create a standard. If he can't get to where I'm at, he shouldn't be with me, even though she doesn't realize we're purposely holding him back.
Okay.
When you look at the opportunities go today, because you think about all the debates going on about, black men and black women, all the debates, all this stuff is going. We're doing all this in public. Mm-hmm. We're doing all this because it's not about what somebody has.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's the reason why God used some of the most messed up people in the Bible who had nothing to do great things, because what you have should not define your character.
That's true.
When we say standard, because will you not take, because this is the difference between men and women. Mm-hmm. And this was a debate. I'll let you talk about this. A man will see a beautiful, good woman working at McDonald's, and he's a billionaire, and he will date her and marry her. A millionaire woman see a man working at McDonald's.
He ain't gonna take him.
She ain't taking him to the parking lot.
But it's not all.
No, I deal with that. Okay. Deal with that. Now, am I lying, people?
Now look.
Come on.
Women do have higher standards about dating field. Yes. Some women don't though. Some women would take that man in McDonald's. Man, you don't have to be on the same income bracket. Some women will.
Really?
But men do it more than women. Men to take a woman working, making way less, like you say, at White Castle's or Burger King or whatever, than he would take a woman that's an RN, a nurse who has her own. You know why?
Why?
Because she's not all the way up there yet. Her standards ain't high. That woman that's an RN and a nurse got her own stuff. That woman at McDonald's ain't made it to that level yet. So I believe men who does that, they're not.
Two ways.
Okay.
God said try a person.
Okay.
Two ways. Biblically, God said try a person. Mm-hmm. By the spirit and by the fruit they bear. Never about the money.
But why would they take, you just said, your example was, a woman won't take a man in McDonald's, but a man would. Why?
Why? Because he's looking at her hard. He's looking at who she is. That woman right there.
But how he know the woman that's an RN ain't?
Well, she could be, but you gotta look at that. You know doggone well.
Stereotyping.
Look at that. You know doggone well. You see a guy at McDonald's come and holler at you. You gonna be like, baby, bye.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, okay.
Not necessarily.
Hey, y'all, it sounds good while we on TV and radio.
No, not necessarily.
She gonna be like, no.
They may be managers.
Cause you turn it down workers, city doctor. You know,
them city workers got problems. You know that. They have men. See, he tried to. No, you can't incorporate city workers to McDonald's. A lot of them city men is married. They don't wear their ring. I can go down the list, but we ain't gonna go there. But versus McDonald's, you may meet a nice person wherever is at on the street or whatever. Not where they work at.
Well,
it's what you carry in your mind.
When we say the standards of who it is.
Who it is.
You know, the standards of what you create a standard. Where is the standard being created? Are you creating a standard on who the person is or who you is?
If you're gonna do that, if people stereotype people, you don't know who that is at McDonald's. You don't know them. Ooh. He could be a millionaire working behind the counter.
Or he could become a millionaire tomorrow.
Exactly. So you don't know who that person is. They could create a person in their mind says, I want to get to know that person. I believe their standards ain't high. How you know their standards ain't high? Man. I could be working as a second job in McDonald's. You come in there and see me. You wouldn't know that I'm a city worker.
You right, but you
See?
saying that now, but that McDonald guy be like, "What's up, sugar?" It ain't gonna happen.
But the moral of the story is you don't know who that person is.
And that's
You
so.
stereotype
So
people.
when it says attributed blame, it says that some men may point that women have standards too high, being controlling, or not being approachable, soft enough.
Now what's that?
Okay.
Not being approachable.
There
Their
are some
looks?
women you know, it's some women that just the attitude is, I've heard
How
that
they
before. I mean, what makes you different?
Oh, when you approach them and say, hey,
some
how you
women
doing?
are unapproachable.
Okay, I do agree.
And then you got some women who ain't soft enough.
Now, what you mean, manly?
Approachable, soft enough. They just, I do what I do. You know what I mean? But you got to sell what I'm gonna do. You gonna sell what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do anyway. You gonna have to accept that. That's just who I am, partner. Come on, man.
They not in their soft area yet.
No,
They not in their soft area.
I don't mind a beautiful tomboy like a lady, because she grows brothers and she like football. I can deal with that.
But you talking about somebody ready to.
But I don't want nobody man like, hey, partner, you ready to watch this game, homie?
That's not a true woman. That's I should say what's the word?
Nah, we ain't gonna say
I don't
that.
know. But that's not a woman.
So
I don't know what you're describing. I don't know what he's describing, y'all.
When we look at the fact of we openly blame, we're openly doing that, and I think you should fall in love with whoever you want to again.
Yeah.
Now
I don't think race play a role in who you love. If you get to know somebody, you're gonna love them regardless. Even if you're not, you're not. Race shouldn't play a role in who you decide to be with.
And then you look at it, evolving gender roles, changing views on gender equality, and traditional gender roles within the family are the source of the conflict.
Okay.
You don't have, everybody is not in their role anymore.
Right.
You have men that's in the female role and women that's in the man role.
You mean like job wise,
taking care
stuff,
doing everything. While most Black Americans support gender equality, there can be disagreements within the relationship about who should lead and manage finances and handle household responsibilities.
Okay.
I believe as a team we work together.
I do too.
But I believe as the head of the household, I should have the last word.
Okay.
Especially if I'm leading the family and doing what needs to be done.
Right. That means you have a submissive woman. She's okay with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that though.
Because the communication breakdown, a general lack of communication, mistrust, misunderstanding, often cited as key factors contributing to conflict in between the Black men and women thing. Because there is a battle going on that nobody is talking about between the Black men and the Black women. Because
they hold things inside. A lot of Black men and women are afraid to talk about their problems. Some, when you start to identify between you and your significant other, they use it against you. They tend to throw it back in your face when you do have a problem. And that's why the miscommunication, I believe, exists in the black male and female role. Because when you do decide to break down and tell them something, guess what? When you get into a little argument, they tend to throw it back in your face. And I do believe that's why the miscommunication is happening with the Black men and women, because the abuse, the direct quotes, not the indirect quotes, the direct quotes. Oh, you are this, you are that. Or then they go to identifying and disrespect behavior. And they go to, oh, that's why such and such. They throw it back in your face. And that's why communication is lacking in our community, because we tend to break each other down using those words. And then there you go. I throw what your weakest point is, I throw it back to you in your face.
And see, that's what, and then so what we do is, in order to, because we feel like those fights don't exist in other races.
They do.
But they do.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things, though, I've learned, and this is me, I'm speaking, ladies and gentlemen, don't get mad at me, but there is a level of submission in other races for me than it is my own race.
Okay.
Because, even though I got stuff with my ex, but there was a point whereas, and the stuff I got into it was not because I was leading her wrong, but because of stuff that was being lied to me about. that you shouldn't be, but there was a difference of, let's not bring this to my home. Let's not, there's a peace.
Mhm.
Whereas a lot of times you got somebody, I got to get the last word. There are people I text good morning to, send them something. They may send something, and I'll be like, "You're welcome," and they got to send something back with a smile. They got to get the last text, not just the last word, but they got to get the last text.
Okay.
So when we look at that, one of the things I feel like our race do more than any other race is we generalize.
I can agree.
And study individual experience. Many Black value mutual respect and support within their relationships, but the emphasis is always on working together, and it's always on generalizing. And study, one of the points was individual experiences vary, but I shouldn't generalize everything.
No, you shouldn't. And that's what I said.
Because if a man hurts you, what they say?
All of them. They shouldn't. Everybody didn't hurt you. One person did, maybe two in your relationship. But I don't agree with bunching everybody up in that same circle. One man did you wrong, not multiple. As far as the category, I don't use that all men cheat, all men are angry. No, all men ain't.
This ain't bad. It's growing on me a little bit.
I told you this one is better than that stuff.
No, it ain't better.
Pick your poison.
But it grow on me.
Pick your poison. But no, I do agree that the lack of the hurtfulness and the deceitfulness behind men and women, where they say all women, all men. And it's not about race. Like I said, we just publicize ours more than that race. That's why I believe the stats are higher on Black women, because we don't know how to keep things downward, far as on the low, as we call it, on the low. The other races, they don't put their stuff out there.
They don't put it out there.
But I believe it's going on all sides of the fence.
Going on.
We just more verbal with our stuff. We just act a fool in front of anybody. And I know I got a couple of friends that will act a fool in the grocery store. And them the ones you say you gonna stay away from.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to go back and forth with debate with I don't want to do it now.
But it also becomes a matter of pushing your buttons to get that way. Now, we don't just pop out like that. Black women don't just do that, because you could be in the store having a good conversation. But what gonna diffuse like that fuse for somebody to act up?
Well,
it ain't just natural.
But the thing is that would that fuse being lit be the same at work? Now, maybe at our job.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. Them old girl stepped out for old boy right there in the doorway.
At our job, they will.
They will stop. So they date at the job.
You can't work at our job with the city.
And they date, and it's all out there, because they cuss each other out in
public.
So we can't even use that.
Right. We can't use that.
But me, per se, I would never want to embarrass my spouse in the public eye, far as in the store or something like that. No, I'm gonna wait till you get to the house.
Right, because why is it that I could treat people different in front of people?
Yes.
But then, or like at work, Bernie Mac said it, but I thought it was funny. He said Black folks don't come to work and tell the boss what they ain't gonna do.
But not only that, some women, some of us make an example. I believe some Black women make an example out of that. They uses that to make an example too, especially when you're being picked and prodded as far as how you react. Because they always say Black women don't know how to act. Black women jump from 0 to 100. But why? Why do Black women act like that? I mean, we just not born like that. We ain't come out the womb somehow. We ain't like that. It's a reason. They not talking about the reason we like that. They just skip over that. But you also need mental health.
You do need mental health. But it started again with the destruction of the family, because the ultimate power of a community and of a race is the structure of the family.
Right.
Togetherness of the family. That's the whole point about doing it. Because one of the things that my son, my oldest son, 25, be 26 in March, he doesn't date Black women.
Now, why?
Because of what he's seen go on between me and his mom.
See, that's what I'm saying.
And he felt like if she putting you through all this to be a dad, Like you literally had to fight her to be a dad, go through court, do all kinds of stuff to be a dad. You know, like my oldest son, and I hate to admit this, but I will admit this, that I never seen my oldest son graduate. I never seen him graduate. My baby boy had, but my middle son, not either.
But he should have based it off his own experience.
But they were looking at the fact that I have to fight to be a dad. Well, you have other men who didn't care.
Right, they just walk
You're
away.
right. My dad, basically, I met him at 25. He wasn't there. You know, and you know, I'm with that side of the family and we close. But the thing was, here it is, I have to fight because he asked you to break the cycle. I have to fight to be a dad, fight to do so. My son refused to graduate in high school and in 8th grade and made them give him his diploma in Sunday summer school because his mom was not going to allow me to come.
Wow. And that's heartfelt.
Yeah.
My man, that's
And
heartfelt.
he got his stuff, but at the same time, and he said, Dad, why would I want to date a black woman that want to put me through that?
But he can't base it off of that's your experience. He may not have gotten that those apples that you got. He has people. That's the thing with us too. We go off of other people's mistakes.
Well,
and contribute it and put it in our own lives without.
How many daughters you got?
I got 2 daughters and 2 sons.
They're all great productive kids. Why?
Why?
Because of who their mama is.
Okay.
Did they not watch you?
Yeah.
That people watch what you do.
And then I didn't do all that hooray, hooray, hip, hip in front of my kids.
But they watched the example.
Even when me and my kids' father didn't get along, my kids didn't see any of it. My kids got their own judgment of their fathers. Whether you involved or not, I didn't talk bad in front of my kids about their father. I never did. So my thing is, as far as the dating interracial, now I could have went off my parents. My parents been married for 56 years. And you know we didn't seen the most of the best of the best arguments and fighting, as far as verbally and everything.
What's your mama name?
Shirley.
Shirley. They got nothing to do with it. She put all your business out here.
But I'm saying people
daughter.
that been married for 56 and 60 years, they go through stuff. But I could have been like now, me and my brother ain't married because we felt marriages, arguments, and bickering. Because that's what our parents did. That's why we was like, we ain't getting married. That's what marriage is. But we didn't allow that to what I'm saying about your son is he should never have put y'all relationship in his eyesight to say, I don't want to date my race, because he may not have had his own experience. That's what I'm saying. I'm really trying to use my parents as an example. I could have been like my parents, but I said, no, I want to live for my life. And
you got to remember, our job as parents is to raise our kids.
Right.
One of the biggest misconceptions in raising our kids is they're going to do what we say and not do what they see.
See, that's the thing. He allowed your problem become his problem.
No, but kids going to mock what they see. Parents are so
you dated
delusional.
You dated the black woman. You married her first, and then you dated the Mexican wife.
Later in life. My kids was already my kids was.
I
was grown.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is that when my son got his ways, we can't say he shouldn't have.
No. What I'm saying
we're examples of that because
right.
Because I guarantee you, if you watch your daughters long enough, you will see something they do that you do.
They do. They cook like me.
I don't know. I ain't never
they
had to
fight like
She ain't never offered me nothing.
They fight
I
like
can
me.
believe that.
They
I hope they'll
sassy
fight
like me.
I hope they fight because
they got their education like me. They mimic a lot of things about their mom.
This a fighter right
but
here.
But that's what I'm saying is, but they also have their own mind and go off their own experience. I don't dictate who they date and what they perceive. But my thing is, what I'm only saying, like, he didn't give the black woman a try, is what I'm trying to say.
And I've always said
that's what I'm saying.
I've said that, but
you didn't give the black woman a try.
But I also look at it as, and I tell them that, you know, we got to look at what when you look at somebody that's trying to get back at your parents.
That's what I think it is.
That's what it is. You plan them.
Yep.
This lady, I was watching Lockup.
Okay.
And the man said in Lockup, he said, I killed so many people because my mama turned me. it to a weapon by using me as a weapon against my dad.
See, and that's that's deep. And that's what I mean by we all have influences over our kids and who hang around us. and who hang around us. So if you do positive things in front of your kids and whoever your friends are, they're gonna do positive. Sometimes it does play a role in who you hang with. What they say, two
birds of a
feather flock together. But that don't be true all the time because your friend is out here promiscuous. Don't mean you gotta be promiscuous. But what I'm saying is you have to take people experiences and just leave them for what they are. They experiences. They're not mine. I can't say I want to date out of my race because I got a bad deal. I saw this and that growing up. No, I can't do that. I just recently told you, like, Corey, what if I date outside my race? Remember, I said I got a cousin that stay in Miami, Florida. She's happily married with a Cuban. You know, she dated men, but she found her love in Miami. I said, I thought about dating outside my race before. That's, but I have never dated outside my race. But it came to my mind, not because of no abuse, not because of the disrespect, not because of none of that. It just was, I was curious to say that. So
we about to get into that.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that my mom created in me watching what she struggled.
Okay.
A person to never give up.
Okay.
There, because you got to look at the fact that, do I want my son to date black women? I hope he date black women. I hope so.
Okay.
But I also want my son to be happy.
Exactly.
Be happy with who he wants to be with, what color it is, because I don't want to date race. I want to date character.
Exactly. It don't matter what color, red, white, and blue.
But we got to realize a lot of our parents have planted their kids.
Okay.
Because they raised them in a source of their own vengeance towards somebody who wanted them. You know, because there is no child born racist. No,
they're not. And no child should have to suffer because of what the parents choose to do.
But it will affect them.
Yes, it will.
And that's the point. Because if you have a racist parent, I guarantee, growing up in a racist home,
I guarantee
you're going to have a racist child.
Yes, I do agree.
Now that's why the Bible said, you spare the rod, spoil the child.
True.
Raise them up in the ways that is right.
True.
And he will never depart from your teaching. Why did God say raise them up in the ways that are right? See, if you don't raise them in the ways that's right, then whatever they learn,
they're gonna learn is that right. What's out here?
They do it. Now, that's what I think it is. But now now you have a right to choose who you want.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about the senses that it's easier to submit to other races than your own. Is that highly individual? That's a highly individual perception. But some people may find that dating outside their race is easier due to unique cultural experiences and personal preferences, while others find it more challenging due to potential cultural clashes and communication differences regardless of race. Ultimately, ease and difficult submission depends more on individual compatibility, shared values, and communication on racial background. First of all, you must have that conversation about racial background.
Okay, I agree.
Because there was a question asked, and I'll let you see what you think on this.
Okay.
That can a white family raise an African American male or female and still have them connected to their historical roots?
Mm-hmm. I think so. If you have the right people in your life, far as you being, because a lot of white people adopt black kids,
yeah,
and I do believe some of them know both race. I don't think they hold them from not knowing their race. If you have a white family that adopted a black kid, they're gonna fit in both worlds. If they the parents that also reach back out and say, "Let me involve you with your own culture," they don't keep that kid from their culture. They're going to want them to know both cultures. So I believe you can raise an African-American child in a white home if They mindset is about both cultures. But if you got one mindset in that household and you're gonna know my way and that's it, they not gonna survive out here in the African American world if you don't have it set up like that. So it depends on that person in the household that they living in. If they evolved over the times to say, I'm gonna be this person, to let this child know where they come from and let this child know what he needs to know about his own heritage. It can be done. I do agree.
I have one of my best friends, Colin. I hope she's watching.
Uh-huh.
She is white, but you would never know that if you heard her speak over the phone, talk, kick it with her. She is the blackest white girl I ever met in my life. She about them hands.
See?
She is like, wow. And she is, I work with her, one of my best friends. When I tell you she is a black girl in a white body, she with the best of them.
See? But that's what I'm saying. It could be done. I have.
But do you feel now, the question, is it easier to submit to, is it easier to date somebody outside your race than it is your race? For me,
for you it is.
I feel it is. Y'all may not like that, but I feel it is.
It's a challenge though, because you gotta not only it's a challenge. I know it's a challenge because you gotta get to know them. You gotta get to know their background. You gotta get to know it can be done. I think once you get to know that person, it's smooth. They know who you are and you know who they are. I don't think it's hard.
Yeah, because it is some cultural differences.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Because my ex father cleaned a barbecue grill with a line. I'll be honest. When we clean a barbecue grill, we clean it with a brush and water and soap. He cut a lime in half and cleaned the barbecue grill like it was brand new.
But I'm saying what he do is just take the lime and
it cleaned it.
I'm about to try that.
It didn't even have no soap and water. I'm sitting there looking like
I'm gonna have to try that.
Barbecue grill was clean.
See, culture difference. You learn something. I believe when you do date outside your race, it's a challenge to learn it. You also have to respect their race and they have to respect your race. It's a lot of things that you're going to grow and develop between two cultures. I think it's a nice thing to get to know somebody else's heritage.
And the culture.
Yeah,
I agree with you
nice
200%.
Thing. Because let me tell you something. We know Oz. We grew up in Oz. We know Motown from from the good town to the bad town is what I'm saying. You know all the gangs in our area. You know the good things about them. You know the bad things. But what's wrong with getting to know somebody else's culture? I don't think it's wrong because I went to college with mixed. I went to Daly. It's predominantly white over there. I got white friends. Mary Hawkins, shout out to you. I got a lot of friends that was in nursing school with me.
Me too.
I went to college. College kids going to be intertwined with both races. A lot of races. Not just white, Mexican, Hebrew. Everything is in college. So you're going to get to know your peers. And when you in nursing school, I'm in school with a lot of people. Yeah, I was in nursing school before I got my CDAs.
Girl, you Jamaican, you got about 15 jobs.
I dropped out and got them A's.
She had 15 jobs, man.
I dropped out and got them A's, though. I still make the same pay grade as a nurse. But it was challenging. But I have a lot of good friends that I met in Daly nursing school. And they predominantly white. Karen, shout out to you. Gutierrez. I can't even pronounce her last name, but she know who she is. Gutierrez. She's Mexican too. I got a lot of Puerto Rican friends. I work for the state. IDOT. Illinois Department of Transportation, the only black lady in McCook. I worked with just all white and Mexicans and Puerto Rican in that facility. I was the only black lady. I get along with a lot of people because I come in and do my job. But they brought me tacos every day. They brought me I love the tamales. I'm a tamale. I go right down 55th and Kesey, Rosalie to this day now, give me some tamales. But what I'm saying is, I like to learn different. Yeah, right off Kesey, Rosalina. Good tamales. The whole store is just tamales in the pot. I'm gonna show you the pictures there on my phone. But what I'm saying is, I worked around different cultures. And it's very interesting for me. I mean, I had Spanish 2 and 1. They helped me with my homework. Plus, I didn't know nothing about taking those Spanish 1 and 2 to get my degree. I was at Chicago State then, but I still was working for the state. But they was like, Tina, what you working on? And I'm like, man, I got to learn Spanish 1 and 2. They helped me. Where I was going to get the help from?
You know,
But I like to learn different backgrounds because in this world, when you take a job, you're going to deal with multiple aspects of the world.
in life.
Yeah, in life.
Because you got, I mean, I don't mind because you think about the different culture of raising kids.
Yeah.
Because, you know, whereas I'm in the house, I got control over the kids.
See?
And, you know, I remember my ex, it was basically like her kids looked at me like, who are you to tell me something? I'm
Right.
like, excuse me.
See?
I don't play. You tell me where you going. You leave the house.
That's respect.
You know what's up.
That's
what
respect.
time you
When you
able
don't
to go
just
in
leave
and
out the
out.
door, right?
We ain't having that.
Yeah, just respect.
You
But
know,
I learned a lot about culture in my college days and my jobs too. But I haven't had until I got to Cook County Highway. That's when I began discrimination. As far as what you doing here? Y'all on the same pay scale. You get a lot of feedback. You
Right,
get a lot of
right.
different jobs you have. And
a
I
lot
was
of
the only
jobs.
black woman over there too. Woman over there in that area. I worked out of Roberts Road, 135th and Southwest Highway. The only black girl in that facility. Only black driver.
You know what? When you say that, I worked in DuPage County. You
Yeah.
remember when we first started, we would get laid off.
We were
during the
seasonal.
summer.
Yeah, I was seasonal.
I never got the unemployment because I always went to DuPage County and work,
Yeah.
and they always come back, and they had to vote me in there, and I wanted to stay in DuPage County. I was the only black guy in there. They voted me in,
Yeah.
but I was the only one that had all my endorsements and
I
everything.
got every endorsement. And they was mad because you make $2 more to pull the
Right.
TMA sign.
Well, I didn't, but we had to. But this is how they got you.
Mhm.
Instead of paying you $39 and $40 an hour or whatever, they will pay you $30 an hour with unlimited overtime.
Okay.
So you can make as much money as you want, but
Right.
you're gonna give us twice the work to do it.
And see,
And that's how they got. But
they got
so when the city offered me a job, I went to them and said, "Will you match this?"
okay.
Well, this is more than what some of our managers make.
Exactly.
We can't do it.
But now you at what?
So-
40, 50, 48, 23, 48, 73,
50 bucks an hour.
So you did good. But the moral of the story is I learned something from every culture there is to learn from. I mean, I have had good days and bad days with different culture experiences too.
Other cultures, and it's just me, y'all ain't gonna like it.
Ah!
But other cultures have a greater submission in the relationship than some of our race.
Now I can say Mexicans
I-
do because they like
because
their
they
women to
do.
stay home. They
They-
like their women to stay home. At my job,
Some
boy,
people do.
they what you doing working here as a woman? They want their women at home. A lot of them don't allow their women to work. And I worked. They were shocked to see a woman coming into the state doing manly things.
In my race, I
wish
have not yet finished a sentence in any
you do a
relationship.
lot.
I'm kidding you not. In other races, I've dated multiple
You
races.
said all your relationships, Corey.
I'm telling you,
have never let you
I have dated white, black. I even dated half Chinese, half Italian woman. I have dated and every other race except my race, I've been able to finish my sentence.
Y'all see you got the board stacked up over
I'm
there.
just being honest.
Y'all just said he got the board stacked up against
And
black women.
my race is good. There's women in my race. I love my black women, but they quick to say not to cut you off. But wait a minute, what did you just do? You just cut me off. Not to cut you off.
They ready to get their point out. Well, I don't do you like that.
I've got to the point. Listen, I was in a relationship, and the person, no matter what I say, was gonna hit nothing I say. I just stopped talking.
What?
I just said, forget it.
It was that bad.
I thought everything was settled. No, it wasn't settled. I just realized I couldn't settle it with you. But it's the truth.
But one thing I do say, I think when it comes to those people that was talking over you, I think it was a learned behavior. I'm gonna say this about the black women. that he experienced. I'm speaking on Corey's women of such black women. I think he allowed them to make it become a learned behavior. Like he just said, I stopped talking. So they learned to keep doing it over and over and over again because he allowed that. Oh, I just stopped talking. Of course, they're going to take the flow when you stop talking. You should be like, let me tell you, I can't get a word in. I mean, the conversation consists of both.
Right.
He allowed that to go on for so
No,
long,
because-
it became a learned behavior.
No, because then that's where your disconnect come from.
But communication is for two people like we talk.
Yeah.
I let you talk, I listen, and observe and communicate and comprehend. Comprehend is the biggest
It
thing.
ain't always like that.
I know, but that's why I say you should have
Well,
addressed it.
that's because we on radio.
No,
If we on radio TV, I'll be like, Tina, let me.
he lied. He lied.
I don't care what he say. You don't tell me.
I do not be at work
I'll
like
tell
that.
you what
He
it is.
lied. I do not be at work like that.
You see how it work. She walk around and work with her fist ball up. I dare somebody say. I'll tell you what's up.
No, but he allowed that. He got to take responsibility and be accountable.
And so one of my points I put down, shared values. It's easier to connect with someone who shares similar values and outlook. You know, if here is the main thing about interracial dating and dating period is you got to be able to build something with the person.
Okay.
You got
I agree.
My friend, I talk about him often. He got ate up on Jenny Jones' show. But he made great points. And his woman came to his rescue. When he got locked up, and I talk about him often, you hear me talk about him for being a pharmacist, street pharmacist.
Oh, okay.
For selling illegal pharmaceuticals. And he got out, he did about 10 years, he got out, and he found Christ in jail. He wanted to change his life. And the sisters would not give that brother a time of day.
Oh, yeah, that's the one you was talking about.
Construction business. Wouldn't give him time of day.
And I said that's because of the women probably was already fed up with him.
You know, and so, but the thing is that God never told you he's going to give you a finished product.
No.
That's what
everything is a work.
Because if he got mercy for you, what gives you the right not to have mercy and grace for somebody else?
And that's the thing that people don't always look at. They look at how you feel. They go off of feelings. Oh, my feelings hurt. We all do that. I mean, I can honestly say I have been that way where I don't like the way what this looking like. I feel like this is this. I feel like I'm ready to spaz out. So let me remove myself. Some things you have to really pay attention to. And when you don't pay attention to what you just said, God, who says God says you're done learning and teaching and everything. But when you cut somebody off, it's not no point against them. I think people put it towards what they've been through. That's the bottom line, I do believe.
He got with this lady. She helped him start a business, work hard. Now he's worth over $1 million. Mm-hmm. He's doing well. And when he got on Jenny Jones' show, them sisters ate him up. Oh, now you got money. You with a white woman. Now you got this and that.
But he was always with her.
But he said, and she said, sweetheart, he was with me before he had them. When he got out, nobody wanted to give him a chance because everybody wants to ride and don't want to build the boat in. You got to think about something. Jonah, not just Noah. Noah never took a day off in 100-some years building the ark. Mm-hmm. He never took a day off.
He worked hard.
And everybody was criticizing him, talking stuff and this and that. He never took it off, but everybody was beating on that ark when it rained.
Yep. And he did not let him.
And God did not. He couldn't let him in. God shut that door. He calmed the animals in there. They cool.
Yeah.
Made sure they all got something to eat. They were good. And they could not get in.
They didn't help.
Jonah heard all that screaming until one day he didn't hear any screaming.
Right.
They gone. And so we got to look at that. Whereas sometimes you have greater values.
Yeah, you do.
You have greater value. One of the things that I look at is what can I build with somebody?
And I also want to add to that. Everything, sometimes it's not about building, it's about a lesson being taught and learned. Sometimes you can learn a lesson from what you're going through and been through and apply it to your next relationship or whatever you're going to go
That's
through.
right.
You know, it ain't all about building. First, you got to learn a lesson to build, you know? So that's why I said sometimes you have to really sit down and think about your life over other people's lives first. You got to put yourself
Right.
first sometimes.
And you got to look at this. You know, it's sometimes people feel like it's less pressure. Some people find race is less a factor than cultural and personal difference, such as religion and sociology or status or worldviews, because you got a strike, unfortunately, as an African American male, and then he's as you know, you got so many stereotypical things you got to do, because when Black families thrive, when you take Rosewood, you take Black Wall Street, you take all these places, when they thrive, they thrive because of the business and because of the family, and they destroyed that.
Yeah.
They destroyed that in everything, because the way you destroy a race is destroy the family and make them dependent on you.
Right.
So when you look at less pressure in a relationship with an interracial person, because you respect their struggle and they respect your struggle.
Right.
But if sometimes your race can be in a struggle so much so that you don't want to respect each other's journey in the struggle.
Because you putting your
So it's basically like, you know what I mean? Like I said something today to somebody is that I said to this person, I said that once I took accountability for changing me, I stopped blaming you.
See?
Because no matter what happens, you know, I still have to be mindful of what I brought to you. Most people say, well, you did this and you did that, but what did I do?
And that's why I says it start with you as a person first. I have to identify, take responsibility for my action, even if it's a reaction or whatever the action may be. Like I said last segment, whatever you do in life, there are going to be consequences, and actions causes for reactions. But you have to be responsible, even if you reacted to somebody's foolishness. You got to take responsibility and be accountable for what you done. I can easily say, I'm sorry for what I've done, but do I really mean it? You have to dig deep into your soul and realize what you've done and identify that before you can even forgive somebody for what they did and become sorry for what you've done. So I say that because a lot of us do point the blame. I may have did something to you. Okay, let's get over that. Let's point out what I did. But they don't want to point out what they done. It's a two-way street. I can be sorry and apologize and you can forgive me. But what about you?
Because
it go both ways.
If you're the problem, when I leave, you should be doing better.
Exactly. Your results don't lie.
Your results don't, because I told the person I'm doing better, not because that you're not in my life. I'm doing better because I changed my life.
Stuff about you. Yeah.
And so when you look at the fact that, yeah, I may have done these things, you know, or we may have had these disagreements, but at the same time,
right.
You know, what about you looking at what it is because one of the things that therapy helped me, and I got this written down, therapy helped me take the bad and turn it into fuel for the journey.
Okay.
Energy is not going to be destroyed. It's merely transferred from one point to another.
Okay.
So I have to be able to take the negativity and use it as fuel to the next level. If I blame you for not having fuel, then you're not the problem. You're just a part of the problem where the real problem is.
Exactly.
Because some people can't see that another person's in an emergency state.
Exactly, because they so busy into themselves
and what they want from
and
you.
pointing them and blaming you. So you have to step away sometime and say, you know what? Why do I want to stay in this situation where it's always going to be my fault? My fault. I didn't took responsibility for my fault, but what about you? Take some accountability for you. But if you stay in a situation like that, you ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself, because you're going to always get that same reaction and that same action from that person if you don't do something about it. So if you decide to do that and stay, then I don't want to hear no complaints.
Right. And then here is something that many people don't want to talk about, that's culturally. Mm-hmm. You have people, when we think about what's going on with the migrant issues, and I think it's despicable how they're being hunted down the way they are and the things that's happening. But I want you to think about something. Mm-hmm. They risk their life to get over here.
True.
and they're not taking opportunities for granted.
Some of them.
Some of them are not.
I didn't see them on house arrest, so some of them.
Right.
Remember, I had a route.
Right. But what I'm saying is, when you look at where God has brought me from, I'm not taking anything for granted.
Mhm.
I'm not taking anything. So, sometimes a person will treat you better
Mhm.
in another race than your own race will, because they appreciate what you bring, opposed to, because we have gotten so disrespectful and so non-thankful for things.
Mhm.
I have to do something.
Those are the people who think you owe them something.
Oh, you something.
Those are those types.
Because it's like, why would I want to provide a house, take care of somebody, give you all this? You had a nasty attitude, disposition, where you can go over here to this woman who may not have much, be working at McDonald's, trying to and appreciate a man that's gonna treat you good.
Don't keep saying that, McDonald's. They could be working for the city. They still gonna treat you good. That McDonald's title, you just.
Well, no, I won't say that. I want to say the city, because then somebody be looking at me like, he talking about me,
Or any job, people's gas or that nature. It ain't got to be always McDonald's.
But people appreciate.
What I'm saying is, people gonna appreciate you no matter where they working, if it's already a learned behavior.
So can a woman who's super successful,
yes, they appreciate anything.
Appreciate a man
opening the door? It could be anything she appreciate you for. It ain't always got to be financially. That's where we get too mixed up at. Like I say, this could be gone the day of tomorrow. You could be left with zero, but where your heart at and where your mental state at is what I'm saying.
Somebody said to me, a lady I was talking to, I'm in the training class, right? And the lady I'm talking to that was interested in dating me said, I told her I would call her later, but you know how training is. Well, we doing all kinds of stuff,
Right?
And something we on the airfield, we're
can't
doing.
Use your phone.
Can't use your phone. Can't be on that. We're training.
Mentally focused on that taxiway,
because somebody could die yourself.
Yeah, because a plane coming, you got to know.
You got to know what to do.
Yeah, where the service roads at, the access fighter roads.
This person said to me, I know y'all might be looking at this Michael Jordan hand, all his championship rings. I bet y'all like, what is this? Got 6 up there for with rings on his finger. That's Michael Jordan hand.
He done tried 6 times and can't get it right.
You know, you need to leave the jokes to me. Stop.
He done tried dating 6 times.
Survey says
6 times. He can't get it right, y'all. He wore the right shirt today.
You know what?
He done been married 6 times.
It's just
I just laughed.
You better go.
What happened? They will need to connect their
microphone, beloved. You can add them to the stream. Okay. I don't know what they're talking about.
No.
But, you know.
Are they connected? They talking about us.
I hope we connected, because this is a good shit. It ain't going to happen. Now, what I'm saying, you know, let me make sure we connected. You know, we should be connected. I don't know what they talking about. Let me see. Can you hear? Oh yeah, we connected, y'all. You know, and hey Ashley, I see Ashley, the owner's daughter. She's my engineer, and so she's on my radio show. She is tuning in. You know, when we look at that, a lot of times people don't appreciate.
That's true.
They don't appreciate that, and where another race would. And
it all depends on, I'm not going to even say race, depends on that person. You can have a black woman that appreciates you, that been through the bottom of the barrel, but you also can have a black woman that has her stuff together and appreciates you. It's the person. Oh,
I know what I forgot.
Oh, yeah, you married. I mean,
girl said to me, I wasn't no man.
I know.
Get cussed out here. She want to get told off real fast. That's strike 2 there.
I'm just saying. Woo, I'm guessing. Is it?
No, she gonna say. I said, well, I couldn't answer my phone at the time, and I couldn't call you, or you could have texted me and said that you are working and there. I'm like,
not if you driving.
And I'm telling you that I work a job, and she didn't want to hear it. Wow. So I have never called or text her again.
So you just cut off.
Like toilet paper.
So you only get one strike rule you on.
No, because one of the things that I have to respect you and you respect me. People don't. One of the things, and this is not just.
Is that a red flag though for you? When
you can't respect me or talk to me like a person, but you can go to work, you talk to the public, you talk to people, you go to church, but because I don't want to be different anywhere I am.
Okay.
Same way I am.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna encourage you, but I'm gonna talk to you with respect that you deserve. Okay. Men value respect over love. Men value respect over everything. You respect me, I'm gonna show you love and be there. If you cannot respect, there is an amazing woman, great woman of God, beautiful, everything. I would love to marry her. Problem is her mouth and her attitude.
See, two things
I'm not going to deal with.
Right.
You are not going to get somebody to work their tail off, work hard, just to deal with somebody disrespectful.
No, you ain't.
It's not going to happen. No. You know, listen, I'm not saying this facetiously, but right now, there's a shortage of good men out here.
I do agree.
Even in the Bible, in their day, it says 7 women to every man.
I do agree.
So a good man, knowing his value, who he is not going to take anything from anybody. It's just not. Because he doesn't have to.
Right.
It's not even hard to be. None of this is hard anymore. It's about what's worth working for.
That's it. If you can work together to overcome a lot of things. But what I can't work through is your own personal issues. You have to identify your own personal issues and deal with your own personal issues before we can even go into a relationship.
Because an interracial relationship has better conflict resolution skills.
Okay. Now, what do you mean by that? I want to hear this. When you say they have been a better into.
You remember? You ever see the Jeffersons, the second episode, where George said to Tom and Helen, "Y'all afraid to fight." He said, "Well, you say that because he know within 5 minutes he'd be calling her." Don't you say it? And she'd be calling him. You know that I think
they know how to resolve issues amongst themselves.
Right, because there is a fear of cultural biasness in the conversation. So they're careful.
Okay, or what they say.
Right.
So they can't say certain things.
Or they can't say it in a way that will be derogatory, whereas your sister, hey,
it'll put your race down.
Right, right. Or you're right.
So that I could agree. Okay, you gotta be cautious of what you're saying.
And then, when you think about it's easier to deal with somebody's insecurity because, I don't care what race you are, I don't care who you are, you want to be appreciated.
That's anybody, yeah.
You want somebody to love you.
And respect.
Another thing is, I don't mind, and I can't say that I've not experienced, because I have. Because one of the things I have in my race, I've experienced of many generous women. When you can't do something, no problem, and I got you. Okay. You've bought food, people have bought, one of the things
that's a part of giving back.
Right.
Okay, if you don't have it, somebody else got it. And that's why I say you're gonna meet some very kind-hearted people through your life, and you're gonna meet some takers. But it's up to you to distinguish between the two. You got a lot of users out here. They use you on, like you said. You can't get the married benefits before we even can get in a relationship.
Right.
You want everything beforehand. It's not going to work. I'm not giving marital benefits before the ring. You can't get those before the ring. And that's where a lot of us go wrong at. You pick your battle, but you pick the battle backwards. You start giving, like you said, I'm a giver. But you got to know when to cut off. You got to know when to stop. What's your breaking points? And just like you say, with interracial, they may value more things than us because they didn't have to go through the things that we went through to get our stuff. A lot of people are well taken care of. They inherit things. A lot of them are sitting back like I ain't got to worry about what she worrying about, or I ain't got to worry about what he worrying about. So I'm thankful for what I have. I'm grateful. Even if you work hard for yourself or it was given to you, you're still going to be thankful for what you have, and you're going to appreciate when somebody do something for you. But then you have that other side of people. I want. It's about me. Or they're going to turn it around to the blame thing. So
Take me to Ruth Chris on our first date.
Right. You don't ask. You let somebody say, hey, we're going to go out. We
Baby,
spontaneous. Yeah. You're supposed to let them offer. I'm not going to tell you where I want to go unless you ask me. Hey, you want to go on a date tonight? Where you want to go, babe? Oh, well,
first date is coffee and conversation.
With Glory on the offense. Coffee and conversation.
Or a nice little restaurant. But because it's like, it shouldn't matter, that'll come. But, I heard one lady say, why, if I want him to spend $500 on me on a break, that should be no problem.
But
just to have a conversation to realize he don't like you.
How do you know that man ain't gonna like him for $500?
Listen, if I gotta have a conversation with you for $500,
that's a lot. That's a lot to ask for, though, for anybody,
now,
man or woman.
As the solutions, let's talk about the biblicals. We got about a little over half an hour.
Okay.
Let's talk about the biblical point. The Bible does not condemn mixing races. The scriptures suggest multi-ethnic view of God's people, emphasizing equality in Christ and unity in faith. God does not want you to mix with a sinner and a saved person, not race. I don't give a care what you if we all sinners, but somebody that's not following Christ or that don't believe like you in the faith or equally yoked, that's what he doesn't want you to do. Because one of the things is you have a lot of spiritual people
that get mixed up with unspiritual people. That's true. I have
unequally yoked.
Go to church in the church. What they do, the prayer dances. Yes. Husband a rapper. I mean, you get the ones that's mixed up.
Unity in Christ teaches.
But you say equally yoked. You're not.
Ethnic differences are overcome by being united as one body in Christ.
Okay.
Don't make a difference.
Yeah, no, it don't matter what race you are. You're right.
I view stuff this way. Okay, I view stuff this way. What does the Word of God say about this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and you can always combine what your experiences is as far as biblically and what their experience is biblically. It don't always have to be a battle because everybody view religions differently. You may be Jehovah Witness, you may be Baptist, you may be a Christian. Everybody gonna have their own viewpoint, but when it all is said and done, what's wrong with me sharing my Christianity or my baptism with you? As far as we come together, it don't matter what religion you are when you dating or if you involved with that person. If you meet them in a different religion, you may be a Christian, she may be Baptist. If you coming together, you're one. You're still believing in something. That's what I'm saying.
But see, now I may have to disagree with you on that.
All right.
Because God's word is God's word, and anything that does not accept Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, His only way to Father, I do not accept.
But what if you fall in love with that person?
Okay, well, that person ain't worth my soul.
So you wouldn't know that until when?
Well, no, those are discussed.
That's what I'm saying.
From the beginning.
Okay, so you incorporate that in your first meeting.
Right, okay. Because a soulmate could not be responsible for your soul.
Exactly. You have to be.
I got to be responsible. Right. Now, the Bible, the word of God is clear.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no, okay, I'm going to accept what you got and we talking about forever. We talking about forever. You read that scripture about hell. We talking about forever.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to that religion, you got to know who you're dealing with. You may have somebody.
Well, God never offered religion, but race. Yeah. I mean, not religion, but relationship.
Right.
See, I've seen miracles. I've seen people walk.
Okay.
That could walk. I've seen people come back. I've seen angels. You ain't gonna convince me of anything else.
Right.
Your religion means nothing to me that takes away from my belief in God.
Okay.
I've already seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I know I had a lady walk up to me in church and said, when you prayed for me and you prophesied to me that I was going to walk. And guess what she did?
Walk.
To me.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's another reason why you have to identify with people,
So but the Bible says that heaven is going to be with everyone. We all children of God. We're going to be one body. So it doesn't make a difference what race it is, but it's what you believe,
Right. That's what I'm saying. You have to
your
act it out.
character, what you believe. Now, what is the benefits of interracials? Being interracial. What's the best things about interracial relationships? Partners have the opportunity to learn different cultures, traditions worldwide, fostering increased empathy, tolerance, and open-mindedness. One of my best friends, and he was going to be on my radio show, was once a white supremacist.
Okay.
And I wanted him on my radio show because we both established that I don't like you and you don't like me. That's good. I respect that. A president like we have that is openly racist, I respect that more than the ones that smile in my face, stab me. Let's establish. I don't like. There's a movie out, something with a lady who they trying to get something going on, and she partnered with the Klansman. She was a politician. Something happened where they became friends.
I ain't seen
and fought together a war. Fought together something. I forgot the name of it. Taraji Henson played the lady.
I gotta see that.
And it was good because sometimes is the enemy of my enemy my friend.
Okay. Yeah.
I want you to think about that. So when you look at that, sometimes you may say, like, some of my best friends, one lady that gave me my first job, her name was Carol Stevenson. She passed. And she was one of the best people. Like when I was in high school, I was a sophomore in high school, and I started working for her. I thought white people was racist.
Okay.
Not only did she show me she showed me love, and she was so close to me. It was so amazing. But I got to know her, they have stereotypes of black men and they this and that, this, that. But then when they got to know you, it's different.
That's what I agree. When you said you had that stereotype, like everybody, that goes back to when you say, why do people categorize beforehand? It had to be because this is what was told to you, or your own personal experience. All white people are racist, but they're not.
And interracial marriages are according to statistics, 85% to make it, more than racist than the dating your own race, because stronger bond through shared resilience.
Okay.
Navigating, overcoming external challenges such as discrimination and family resistance can strengthen a couple's bond and build resistance. First of all, there is a racist bond, racist resilience when it comes to interracial races. Even though we're all one person, we all one people under God, we all that, but you have a lot of racist people that don't want to mix the races.
And that's where the challenges become harder at.
And that's why the bond becomes greater.
Right.
Because if we're going to deny what our cultural background, because right now in our race, we'll leave each other in a minute.
Yes, I agree. Because they feel, I'm going to speak only on a percentage of people. I feel the reason that we'll leave somebody in a minute because they don't want to tolerate. They feel like they can just turn a corner and somebody else to deal with. They don't mind going through multiple people to get to the person they want. But a lot of us do. They feel like, oh, I leave. I ain't got to deal with this because what? They already set up in their ways too. A lot of them that say that they don't like challenges. They don't like changes. But if you don't like changes, you'll never go through life knowing what you missed out on. They're going to go through life knowing what they don't know what they missed out on if they don't change. Because you so quick to say, I give up. It's over. We don't know. We running. But you're going to run to the next person with the same qualities because you're so busy running from the one instead of working it out. Yeah, I do agree. We got that bad. But somebody it's not, it's all racist. It's not just us. It's just hidden in their races. So I can't say it's all black women.
No, it's not all
It's
black.
every race. Yeah.
It's every race.
Yeah.
But but it
We
is.
quit
But
temper.
it's easier for us to leave us than leave somebody else.
Yeah.
Now what's another benefit of culture of
I think another benefit is you get to learn through the cultural experiences. You learning a lot of things about other cultures when you date interracial. I do believe that.
You're right, cultural enrichment.
Yeah, because like I said, I have a lot of friends of different races, and I learn from them. Everybody that come in your life, you're supposed to learn something from. I do believe. If it ain't worth it, you'll figure it out in the end. But that's one of the things. I think you build a stronger bond when you date interracial because it's y'all against the people who don't want y'all to be together.
Right.
So I think it's a stronger magnetic bond when you challenge with people who turn their nose up at interracial dating or say, "Look, why they together? Oh, they some she dating outside her race or he dating outside his race." I don't care what you do as long as you happy doing it. I'm for whatever you decide to do. Date outside your race. Go for it. You never know what you're gonna get when you find somebody that's outside your race. I mean, it's about doing what you want to do and making yourself happy.
You were right. You said culture. I like to say enrich cultural experience. Couples can enjoy blending traditions, holidays, cuisines, potential languages, unique, fulfilling the share life. One thing that my ex cooked was great was some Puerto Rican rice. It went good with the pig feet. I had some pig feet, the black eyed peas, and that rice, it just set it up.
And I think you get a better understanding too of their culture. You can understand what somebody went through to get where they at too when you find it. Because you can understand what the black man went through when you dating a black man from another race and say, "Oh, it's harder for black men than any other race." That's my theory. And when you get with somebody that's not in your same race, they can understand and accept the value of a black man being tied up in slavery and understanding the methods of what a black man went through in slavery versus a black man now being judged by 10. You would rather be standing here alive 10 toes down than be judged by 12, a jury of 12 in the ground at the end of the day. So you got to pick your battles wisely when you're dating interracial too, because you got some Jeffrey Dahmers over there on that side too.
The
so
views of my co-host have nothing less.
So it's all in the same race, is what I'm saying. You got the same thing that goes on with the black community goes on with that community. But we are more publicized. They talk about the black community more than they talk about the other community.
Every community.
Yeah. So it's going on in every community. But it's benefits from every side of the town, is what I'm saying. Black, white, Mexican, but it's what you like.
Right.
It's what you like. So that's my bottom thing is, if you feel you're gonna date interracial, I have no problem with nobody dating, but just know what you're getting into because it's all out here. It's for public information. We just publicize ourselves more.
I think one of the things that I like, one of the things that I think probably one of the greatest factors and one of the greatest privileges or greatest things of interracial dating and marriages is that the kids are multiply cultured. And it says that children of interracial couples often grow up with rich multicultural heritage, which can provide them with a worldwide and enhanced adaptability in globalized society.
Sure. I do agree.
When you are multiple, and one of the things that interracial kids on the average earn a lot more than most races.
Because they get better jobs. They bilingual.
Right.
They can speak 2 languages. So that's a better thing too.
Yes.
I mean, if I see jobs now more than ever say bilingual, when you're looking in the hospital on their board to see what jobs available, you see bilingual for communications, fire departments, all type of jobs now, more than ever saying bilingual, because you have a lot of mixed generations out here.
That's right.
It's more mixed generations now than it ever was. It's 2025 now. And the jobs are broadening their system and paying people for multiple things. If you bilingual, you make a little more because you're doing 2 things. You're not only speaking English, Spanish or Chinese or some other culture. So I think that's a plus when you're a mixed, when you date interracial and have a
Right.
mixed kid. The kid wins in that world, as far as job wise. It's easy for them to get a better job. So I think that's a plus. Yeah. So, but I have never dated interracial, and that's something that I have spoken on before. But dating outside your race, I don't see nothing wrong with it because that's a part of life now. It's incorporated with our lifestyle.
You know what? Dating outside your race is not a problem. It never should have been a problem. And the only reason why interracial marriages and relationships are a problem because of racist people.
Exactly.
You know, you have a right to make you happy. What matters to me is respect and somebody that's gonna work with me and build.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, right now in my dating system, when it comes to dating my own, it's tough. And a lot of it has to do with not just, you know, a lot of it has to do with experiences.
Okay.
That I've had, they have had. A lot of times, being a good guy, somebody has to pay. That's why I'm a big advocate for therapy, because the Bible says in Psalms 51, David asked God to create in me a clean heart.
Okay.
Not to change my ways, not to change my thinking, my actions, because out of my mouth speaks the abundance of my heart.
Okay.
Even Jesus said in the word that they praise him with their lips, but their heart is far.
Okay.
Everything has to do with what's in your heart. And a lot of times we choose people because our heart is full of something. We talk to people because our heart is full of something. We love people because our heart is full of something. My thing is a woman of God is what I'm praying for.
Mm-hmm.
Race has no thing, but unfortunately, race does play a part, because right now I have not had an easy time dating Black women.
Okay.
Now, right now, there is somebody that's of another race that's interested.
Okay.
And I believe if I give her a chance, that's it. And the reason why I say that is because she will appreciate what now. Do I want to marry a Black woman and be settled? Yes.
He's confused.
Yes.
But, first you said you don't want to.
But no, what I'm saying is, but happiness. But at the same time, the Bible says it's not good for man to be alone.
So what do you, okay, so the Bible says it's not good for man or woman to be alone, what I interpret. But my thing is,
well, you got to remember, a lot of people argue that, say man and woman, but God considered woman and man.
Right, woman and man.
Because did you all know, and they read scripture, Eve didn't get her name until after they went into society.
You're right.
It was all called Adam.
Mm-hmm.
She was called Adam. He was called Adam.
Until she went, yeah, that's true.
I agree. And then people say, well, she's the rib. The Bible said, they created for the rib, but she's the other side of him.
True. I do give you that one. But my thing is, too, it don't matter who you date or what you want to build with, but your mind is set on what you like and what you want. That's nothing wrong with it. Hopefully, it works out with whoever's dating who. I don't see a color, right? Red, blue, or whatever. If somebody wants to know you and you give that person a chance, give them a chance.
No,
if that's what God's telling you to do.
But see, here's the thing. You have to fight. I have to fight my sisters to get to know them. That's the part. I'm just gonna be real. Nobody wants to talk about you.
That's why I said you have to
fight them.
You have your way of dealing with and saying how you feel. There ain't nothing wrong with it. You have been through what I have never dated on the other side. So I can't even give you an example. See what I'm saying? I can't give nobody an example to say, I have been down this with this. I only dated Black men. So I can't say what I experienced with a white person or a Mexican or this and that. So I can't give you no advice on that. I only can say I have dated Black men. So I don't have nothing for you on that. I can only say I can bear with you and understand where you're going when you say I have been through the ringer with Black women. I can't say that. So I can understand where you're coming from.
Because when we look at this, why are we fighting? This the whole thing. What are we fighting?
To prove a point.
And
I think people
and you're
do
not
that, yeah.
and they don't prove a point to the person that hurt them.
Yeah.
You got to prove a point. A lot of boundaries are set up because of what somebody been through, opposed to what who did God say this person was?
That's why I said you have to get over what you've been through before you can even start on a new journey. And people don't understand that. Until people understand that, it goes for us too. You got to understand the journey you on for yourself before you can help somebody else or be with somebody else. You got to break that cycle of wanting to tear down the black men about something you've been through with another man. You have to stop it. It stops somewhere. And I'm not saying that it's only in our race.
It's not a black and white issue.
It's not only in our race.
I can only speak from a
But that's what I'm saying. I can't
point,
speak because I only dated black men. So I can't give no opinion on that. But I do agree interracial dating is a plus when it comes to job, relationship-wise, culture, kids advancing in the world. I mean, like I say, a lot of jobs speak for bilingual people now, you know? So I think it's a plus if that's what you want to do.
But you want to preserve your race. You want to culture. You want to do it. But we got to stop fighting each other.
Yeah, that's true. I do
because
agree.
Right now, I choose not. I'm 52. I choose not to fight no more.
Exactly.
I listen. I work. You know what we work. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with all this. The last thing I want to do is come home and argue about. I had somebody argue because I want my cornbread on another plate.
We work a very stressful job, you know, and I understand everybody may work a stressful job and be in situations.
But we mess up, it's gonna cost us our life.
Exactly. So I do agree with you when you say I want to come home to somebody loving, respectful, who has my back, who we can just say, let's sit down and watch TV, eat a nice dinner together, or go somewhere.
Instead of competing
and fighting and arguing and bickering. Who wants somebody to come home and you be like, oh, I gotta go home to this? You want to be happy, like I'm going home, I know what I'm getting. You don't want to go home with that drag or anywhere in life. You don't want that drag to drag you down, and then you go to work angry, because we get a lot of people at our job that's angry coming in because they running from their spouse. Oh, holiday coming, I don't even want. I'm gonna do something not to be there. Why are you married? Why are you with that person if you dread her or him? That's why I said they make marriage about an evil thing, like it's so evil. You know, I would like to be married one day. You know, it's just time. God hasn't put that fulfillment in my life yet. I have to just sit back and wait and still continue to take care of me. So that's why I say God fulfills dreams and wishes that you don't even know nothing about. It's on a higher power if you sit back and wait on your blessing. So that's why I say interracial dating to me, it's a plus.
It's a plus. And I think you have a right to love who you want, but love what works.
Yeah. Love what works for you.
You know, because I'm not going to marry a woman of my race so I can compete with the status quo.
No.
Or to present myself in society the way that maybe people in my society wants me to. No. If I can work with any woman of any race, I'm going to do it.
So would you get with a Mexican off of that bad experience you had?
Yes.
Remember your wife was a Mexican?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. You would give her another try, but you won't give the black woman.
And you know, I would give her my sister. I'm trying to date sisters right now. You don't know how many times I reached out to sisters to try to date them. Or in a relationship.
So that's good to know. Your experience don't dictate your future.
No, but you know what?
You learn from everything.
But more importantly, I got to date, and I got to date a woman of God who God has worked, because you got to look at what works.
Right. What works for you?
That's what people don't understand.
And that's why I say I can't give you or nobody advice on interracial dating. I can just go with the status,
you got
the statistics of what the statistics says about dating interracial, or my family members that's married to white men or Mexican men or Cuban men and stuff like that. To me, it works for them. You know, I have no bad quota on feedback from my family that dating mixed. They may not have. I know one of my families, they have a mixed kid. He's grown. You know, like I said, it works for them. What works for them might not work for the next person, but you can take and learn from anybody's situation and incorporate it in your day-to-day life. You winning, but just don't take the bad. That's all.
And you see how we're not running from those hard topics. We address them.
Yeah.
Now next week we won't be here. Prophet Art be here, or I don't know how that's gonna work with the
Mhm.
holiday weekend. So he
Right.
may not be here. You may get a rebroadcast of this.
Mhm.
We'll figure that out, but we'll be back the first Saturday in December.
Okay.
And we'll have a powerful show. We don't know what the show topic gonna be. We're gonna
It's
get
gonna be a
together.
surprise one.
But one of the things that I look at is I want to go where peace and I can build.
Who you telling?
I want to go. I'm basically, and you're gonna appreciate me.
Who you telling?
I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting you and fighting the world.
No, because a relationship isn't built on arguments and competition. It's supposed to be built on heart and growth and development and maturity. But you don't get a lot of mature people that's out here now.
And submission is not a bad thing
No,
to
it's
somebody
not.
that's good.
Exactly.
And I understand, ladies, don't get me wrong, my sisters, because I understand you had to be strong. Some of y'all had to be strong.
That's
because
true.
a lot of men, would did what they had to do. My dad was married with 5 kids and had a bunch of outside kids with a lot of different ladies, my mom included.
And you broke the cycle though.
I broke the cycle.
That's good. That's congratulations.
But I got
Yeah.
3 kids by 3 different women, but I take care of them.
That's good. Yeah.
And love them. So the thing is that we break cycles. And we got to look at the point is that sometimes we need a difference.
Yeah.
Sometimes we may need
A break.
a different culture.
Or just to show you
Right.
a break from what you've been through, and that person just happened to be. It ain't about culture, I should say. Sometimes somebody is put in a situation where you meet that person at the right time in your life, whether they black, red, blue, or white, or whatever. So you can meet a person that day and time, and she's of a different race that help you through that process, and that may be your time to date that person.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that you picking and choosing. God set you up in that way for you to meet that person, to show you some difference in your life.
Good.
So that's why I say it ain't all about the cussing out and, I went with this race because this race doesn't do that. All races cuss. All races disrespect you at some time in your life. It's
Right.
about the person other than the race. I do believe.
Because one of the things that was a plus, like my ex spoke fluent Spanish. That's a culture.
Mhm.
And we were in a laundromat one day. She said, "They talking about you."
So I know you with it. He was like, "What?"
And they were talking about, are black men physically endowed? Now I'll leave it at that.
The ladies in the laundromat.
And say that's why he got a Mexican woman, because she wanted to see if that's the stereotype is true.
Oh wow!
I didn't know it because sometimes at work, we have a lot of Mexican coworkers who speak English all day, but when they want to say something don't want to know, they start speaking in Spanish.
Men too, yeah.
That's why a lot of them I stopped talking to. When you get around another person, you want to start speaking in Spanish. You're talking English, but as soon as you get a chance, you start speaking in Spanish. I know you're talking about me. I want nothing to do with you.
That's true.
I ain't got nothing for you, man. She said they talking about you.
That's true. I mean, that's true. That's man and woman. They
Or-
turn to their significant friend and start speaking another language.
Or I was trying to tell a lady at the laundromat to give me this and give me that.
Right.
And she's like, you speak Spanish? I said, no, I'll get my lady to speak to you. She's like, what? And she walked up. She Mexican. She spoke Spanish and said what she had to do and everything.
Right.
Boom.
That was
You know what I mean? So
but see, that's why I mean it's benefits behind having an interracial relationship. Because look, you didn't speak not a lick of Spanish, and she came over and took it over. So it's benefits behind that. Like I said, it works.
like
What works for you?
my boy Terrence,
Mhm.
he was adopted by when he was a kid, somebody with his family, and his best friend was Chinese.
Okay.
And she decided to raise him Mandarin style, Chinese style,
And I bet you he know
where
everything.
he had to learn how to speak Chinese.
And he did it, huh?
We went to Three Happiness Restaurant about 2 years ago. He walked in there speaking it. Then they looked at him like, "You speak Mandarin?" But then he said, "Hey, but he was," and I'm looking like, "Wow!" And
that's a bit.
they were blown away. She raised him Chinese,
but that's why
black guy raised him Chinese.
That's why I agree. It's benefits being raised by an interracial person. You know, a mix. When you put a child in a other ethnic background, they learn.
And a lot of the conversation stopped.
See,
because you can't talk about us now, even though you're serving us, because he understands what you're saying.
Exactly.
But I thought that was something because they were friends, and he told him, he said, "Well, you know, I have nowhere to, he doesn't have anywhere to go, and he gonna go into the system." Okay. And they were such close friends that she raised him, and the man told him, "You have to learn our culture, our discipline. You have to learn how to speak," and it worked. And in 5 years, he was speaking fluent Chinese because they spoke nothing but Chinese in the house.
See, and English outside.
And he knew how to do it. So a lot of it has to do with it. I think I would like to see people marry who they is, but I would like to see more unity in our races. I would like to see more unity in our people, because if we don't change how we treat one another, then
that's true.
Then eventually it's going to be interracial. But I mean, we are all people,
and then your kids pick up bad habits that you have.
Right. We want to. There are some cultural differences.
Yeah.
And there are some differences. I just think.
Yeah.
That you have a right to marry who makes you happy, no matter what color, creed, race, anything.
I do agree too. You have a right to date who you want to date. And you can't control love. Love gonna fall in its right place at the right time, especially if you with that person and you like that person and y'all are dating. You're gonna love who you're gonna love regardless. So interracial dating for me, I agree. Date who you want to date, whether it's Chinese, white, black, Puerto Rican, whatever. Date what makes you happy. Be who you are.
And listen, people, be safe out here this weekend. This Tuesday is going to be one of the biggest travel dates in the country.
Correct.
They're talking about millions and millions of people that's going to be on the road. Don't do nothing stupid. Don't be out here, man.
They're going to have roadblocks, safety checks, everything on 87.
Make sure you're right. And, hey, listen, some of the people that you should not be in the kitchen. Thanksgiving is not a holiday to experiment on. If you cannot make potato salad,
do not put no raisins in that potato
salad. Do not raisins do not go in potato salad. I just want to let you know that. Or if you listen, if the turkey looks like mud, do not serve that turkey.
Get out of the kitchen. Please get out of the kitchen.
Right.
Oh my God.
And listen, also for nibblers. Because I have, bad habit of let me taste this, let me taste this. And Jacqueline, what's to say, works Spanish people, and they true. Ladies, they talk to in their languages and day to day, and their ladies talking about her, and they do. They're good at talking about you behind you, because you gonna talk English all day. As soon as you get around somebody, something wrong.
But yes, you all have a nice, safe, happy Thanksgiving, and what you say? Don't put no raisins.
I mean, because listen, I'm trying to tell you,
your turkey look like mud. He said, Don't even bother putting it out there.
Because I have not had regular turkey in years.
What? I had 2 fried turkeys last year.
Turkey.
Boy,
fried turkey.
They tore them turkeys up.
Or jerk chicken.
I had a jerk turkey and a Cajun, I think it was. No, it was a butter garlic one. Oh my God. Family had came.
Shame.
I had hosted Thanksgiving at my house, but this year I'm not doing. I'm working on Thanksgiving. So.
And I need to. Who's that name? I need to find somebody to cook some good chitlins and hog maw. Ain't nothing like no good chitlins.
Oh,
I need some good chitlins.
You say chitlins, yes.
You know,
yes.
you got to
We
be
grew
able
up on those.
on some good chitlins and everything. But you know, man, and listen, you know, if you know you gonna have to be at work the next day, don't drink, don't get into stuff, especially us truck drivers.
Hey, you already know the rule: no drinking and driving.
Because I have to work.
Me too.
But one of the things that is true is that drug testing and it is random.
Yes.
And I remember working a site where the next day after the holiday, they would drug tested everybody.
So be careful.
Do not, because you can't have alcohol in your system at a certain time, and you have to be better than that.
And as truck drivers, you already know they do randoms, and at our job they do random drops too. So be careful. Stay tuned for the next one. We got to think of the topic about a week or so.
Yeah, and I got one more minute. I want to thank Miss Katina Dixon. I want to thank her for being on the show. She has such a gift. Y'all got to realize she got such a gift. And when I didn't know her ability like I know now. And I think she's going to be phenomenal on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's such a blessing, y'all, to have her. You know, and then you see our setup. We comfortable. You might see the other setup, different setup. We even got the leather sofa. Listen, we take this to a whole nother level. Thank Dr. Franklin for his visual genius. He's about to take this whole place to a whole nother level.
This is nice. I like this.
And then he owed me a couple of million in there. But make me stop. So listen, y'all, enjoy your holiday. Be safe. We love you. Thank you guys for tuning in to Solutions Radio Show. And listen, be the change that you want to see.
Yes.
And instead of make excuses, put in the work. Love you guys.
Have a nice one.
In life, we all go through chaos.
Babe. Girl, wait.
You're going overseas. Well, Dad, you know I wouldn't have to rush, right? If I just had my own car, I'll be able to take myself to school.
You really gonna go there? Every time I tell you something that's right, you go there.
Now you buy our car?
But the thing about chaos is not how you go in it, but how you come out of it. So sit back, relax, and see how you're not the only one to experience the chaos that you're going through in your life.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC Allsip Chicago, and iNetworks Communications Station.